Welcome friends, our fiberglass shower insert has cracked and it cannot be repaired. I know a lot of you might be in this situation. Today we're going to talk about the 6 steps that you need to go through to completely redo your shower and replace an old insert with a beautiful new tile. So we are going to be doing a series of videos on how to do this because there are 6 very important steps that you need to follow to do the entire job. The first step is demolition, and more specifically targeted demolition, and that's what we're going to be doing on today's video. After your targeted demolition comes a really important step, investigation. Investigation into any damage that may have occurred from your old shower failing. That investigation may yield issues like problems with your underlying structure from water damage or any mold that has grown in there because of that water leakage from a damaged or cracked shower. That investigation will then lead into the next step, which is repair. And that repair step needs to happen before your next step, which is your surface prep step. Surface preparation includes things like shimming the walls to make sure they're flat to receive your tile, and leveling the floor to make sure you have a great surface for your new shower pan. After that comes your build step, which includes putting in your shower pan and putting in your backer, your tile backer, whatever that may be, whether it's hardy backer or in our case, we're using Den Shield. Additionally, in your build step, you'll be setting your tiles. And then your last step, your finish step, includes things like trim and paint. Now let's show you exactly what happened to our shower and why it can't be repaired. So when our shower pan first cracked, we used this little epoxy tub and shower repair kit, extended the life of the shower. However, the underlying problems were still there and this just wouldn't cut it anymore. If you're interested in this for small cracks, we'll leave it in the description below. So you can see some hairline cracks here, and you can see my terrible match job with trying to get that epoxy the right color to put in here. It was way off. These little cracks started to form, but that's not the big problem. The big problem is over here near the drain. This is a huge crack. We redid this 3 times with epoxy. The drain itself, the pipe within it, is crooked. That shouldn't be like that. Something is happening here with this pipe. It wasn't put in straight, and it is pushing against the drain itself, and I believe that led to the cracking. Let me show you another problem up here. So here's another huge issue. This bottom portion of the shower was not set level. So any water that got into this channel here, if it wasn't perfectly caulked, actually came out and ate away the gypsum board or drywall on the outside of the shower. And of course, in this house, no green board was used, nothing was used, no waterproofing was used outside the edge of the shower, and it should be. So if you have these same issues with your shower, this video is going to be very helpful for you. Now let's get on to our first step, which is demo. So remember, when you're doing demolition, you need to do selective demolition, especially in an active bathroom. We're going to leave the toilet and the sink active in this bathroom while we're doing the shower demolition. Now in your targeted demo, do your investigation because you may need to take up some flooring. It depends on if the old shower has leaked over time and gone, and there's any damage underneath the flooring. You can see right here that water did get out. There is some mold here. You can see it has come along the bottom of the floor. I don't know what's behind here, but this is why we're going to go slow and we're going to do an investigative demo and a targeted demo to see what we need to take out. Just make sure you do this targeted demo slowly and methodically so you don't go overboard and end up renovating your entire bathroom. But be thorough because there might be things hiding where you don't see them. Now in this case, I'm not worried about destroying the drywall board behind it. Why? Because we're going to be replacing it with the Den Shield as it should have been done before, and I can see already that this isn't green board either. This tile was just put over regular gypsum board, regular wall board, whatever you want to call it. And in a wet area, that's just not appropriate. Unless you're sealing it with something like a red guard, but I can see right away that this wasn't. So during your selective demo process and the investigation process, you're going to find things that the previous installer, whether it's the homeowner or a professional, has done incorrectly. And that's going to help you along the way in determining what you need to do the project properly. So as you can see in the investigative process, we took off that terrible, ugly bullnose that was around the corner here, and you can see that this entire thing was built out with extra mud to accommodate whether it be the tile or whatever it was, and that's just not the right way to do it. You can tell how sloppy this job was in the first place. That's not a repair for me, that's from the original installation. It was just kind of slopped up there. Everything's just kind of slopped together. And then over here on this side, you can see that they used some hardy backer actually. I thought it was all gypsum board, but they did transition to hardy backer, although then they came over the gypsum board with the rest of the tile. There's no waterproofing on this hardy backer, but it is up, it's on top of a fiberglass shower way up here 6 feet, so it's okay. Let's get the rest of this out of here and see what else we run into. But this video isn't to show you all the mistakes, although seeing the mistakes helps you not make them. And I learned that from a great YouTube channel called Tile Coach. Guys in California. He's got almost 100,000 subs, and he is thorough. He tests everything. Great channel. Go check him out. So for right now, we're just going to cut back a few inches of our drywall to remove our fiberglass insert. We're going to be cutting it back a full 5 feet to accommodate our den shield sheets, because that's the size they come in, and that'll give us added protection on the wall. But for now, we're just going to do this. Doing it in smaller increments like this is going to also help us investigate, because this is our wet wall, and if there's any issues with any mold back there, it's going to tell us ahead of time, and we'll be able to cover things up a little bit better. Hey friends, when you're doing a job, make sure you use as few types of fasteners as you can. In this job, we've got 4 different types of fasteners in a 2-inch radius. What I'm going to do next is actually take a Sawzall and cut this in half. I'm going to pull it off the wall, investigate what it looks like back there, and if I need to cover everything up with plastic, I can, but if I need to push it back into place until I get a better time to be able to take care of any mold mitigation, I can do that. So slowly, step by step, piece by piece. This is really for the DIYer, the homeowner, because if you're a professional, you're just going to blast through this in one day. But for us, we've got to take it piece by piece, step by step, because of time constraints, family, so on and so forth. Of course, when you're cutting anything, be careful of your electrical. Let's see what we got behind here. So here we've got an issue. We've got some electrical run right in front of our pipes. We've got these rigged, jerry-rigged, old copper pipes here. We may be replacing the piping, I'm not sure yet. It doesn't look like anything was leaking, at least here, but wait till we get under that shower pan and it might be a different story. For now, we're going to get this out of here. So we're back at it. After a brief power outage and a change of clothes, it's time to get our shower pan out. Now, however high it is, it doesn't matter. The first thing you need to do is get into your crawl space or your basement and cut off your drain pipe. If it's attached to your studs, obviously take out the screws or the nails, whatever's holding it into place, and we can just rotate it right out. Once we do, we're going to really see what's underneath there and what our next steps are. So it may be necessary to remove some of the drywall or wallboard on the outside of your shower pan, because remember, shower pans go stud to stud. And the wallboard sits inside of that. So to rotate the shower pan up and out to get it out, it needs a clear path. But not to worry, because we're going to be replacing this entire wall with Den Shield. So let me show you what can happen with these fiberglass showers. So as you can see, these fiberglass showers, this one in particular, this is common, it started to delaminate. The epoxy that was holding it together and the fiberglass started to delaminate. What that did was caused flex in it, and it caused the crack to form. This is where the crack was. And it was just letting too much water down underneath the shower. This one is completely destroyed, and I will show you the results of that here shortly. Now you may need to cut this up inside of your bathroom to get it out the door. You may need to remove the door itself from your bathroom or wherever you need to get it out. I think we have about 1 inch clearance on this, so I think we're all right. Let's get this out of the house. So the old shower pan is out. Let me show you the raw version of what can lurk underneath your old shower. So as you can see, we've got some minor water damage here. It doesn't look great. It doesn't look horrible. We're going to need to treat this for mold, and we're going to have it dry out completely. We'll see once it's dry if it needs any repair. So here's the other thing with selective demo in the investigative process is you will find things like this severely twisted stud. So for us to do a proper tile job, we need a dead flat wall, so we'll have to sister up another stud next to this so we can get that flat surface. And then things like this, which I already put some electrical tape on. This wire right here, which goes to an outlet in the kitchen, which is on the other side, actually the dining room, was cut. There was a bare wire exposed here. That is unacceptable to me that somebody would leave it like that, but it's good that we found it. So one last thing I want to show you here, and this is pretty common. So I thought that we didn't have a major water leak out of that crack in the bottom of the shower because I did not see any issue with the floor here. There was no bubbling, there wasn't anything going on, no mold forming on the floor. But underneath this laminate floor that was installed is the old linoleum. They didn't take it up. So the water was actually coming underneath the linoleum, creating a barrier so that there wasn't anything showing on the floor. So just because you don't see it, doesn't mean it's not there. Now just remember, all those steps in the selective demo and investigation process are important. Make sure you're not overlooking anything. Stay tuned for our next video, in which we'll talk about structural repair and preparation and the installation of our shower pan. Have a great day. Now check out this video right here, which shows you exactly how to repair rotten T111 siding.